Hello, third time's a charm. This is Julie Silver Stitches here on FlossTube and on Instagram if you're over there following me as well. Thank you for returning viewers. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming back if you're not subscribed yet and you just want to see one more just in case. I think that this episode is going to be a good one for you to decide on. If you're sitting on the fence for subscribing to new people. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed over the last little while. The bump in my subscriptions has gone skyrocketing in comparison. I think there's been, I want to say about 20 new subscribers, so that's great. I don't really, part of me says I don't really care. Part of me says, huzzah, yay for me. Anyway, so all of that, it's a heat wave here in Eastern Ontario, Canada, and I have to turn off the AC because the AC is right here, and anyways, you wouldn't be able to hear me. So, on this episode of FlossTube, so I mainly talk about cross stitch. Today I'm going to be talking about what I've worked on, what my future plans for the rest of this year and maybe into next year will be. Maybe. Who knows? What I've been doing with myself kind of when I'm not here. Some advice that I need from you guys on storage. And I'm going to show you how I stitch because there's been a few viewers lately, or a few of my Instagram friends that have said, how do you do it? So, or I didn't realize, or one of those kind of things. So we're going to start out with what I ended up stitching this week, which was not as much, of course, as I wanted to because life. So we will start out with, we're going to have to do a lot of reaching. Are you ready? That was not the plan. The plan was to not sit like this on the couch and have everything over in front of me, but that's how it ended up. So, Mini Beginner Seashell by Kayomi Harai. That's how it's going to turn out, and this is how it is now. I cannot give you any stats or anything this week because, nope. But here we are. I did this for my acrostic. That is Simon, if you just heard him. So my acrostic for this week was Mystery. So this was Mini Beginner Seashell, sorry. So I was just working on the confetti all in her face. My goal for the acrostic is 100 stitches. Nope. My goal for the project of the acrostic is just working on it. Just picking it up, putting in a few stitches. If it's 100, that's great. If it's more than that, that's great. If it's less than that, time happens. And then for my legacy board, I picked up the Y3 call for the last time. Hooray. So this is Wolf by Dimensions. Wolf by Dimensions. It's a gold collection petite. I'm pretty sure you can still find it out there somewhere. Not somewhere, at your, wherever you find your most things. My goal for my legacy board is so this call was Y3, so Y equals 25 stitches. The 3 would be add 3, so 253. I got there, upside down. I got there, but it's upside down. Okay, so I got there. I did most of them all in here. I realized, oh, those white stitches are supposed to be a different color. I don't care, I'm not going back. But I did add the majority of some more stitches for my third and final day. I said I don't have to finish that square or that space right now. I will go start a new space for the last 70 some stitches. So that's what I did, because why not? It's my project. I can do what I want, right? Okay, so the next thing after that I had stitched on, so the thing about my new plan going forward is that I didn't take out my whips that I worked on this week. I just put them, you'll see, but I put them somewhere else. Okay, I want to continue working on this, so I put it in one of my project bags. Which one? I do not know. Let's go through them. I can probably feel for it because it's... Nope, nope, nope. I don't have that. I only have 6. Okay, I think it's this one. Nope. 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 Running out of project bags, people. Oh dear. Nope. Anyway, Enchanting Dragonfly is by Doreen Jones while I take a look. And it is one of my older full coverage whips that I have started. It is from a magazine, and one, two, three, four, five, six. It's in one of these bags, I tell you. Nope. Good grief. Where did it end up going? Smaller than it appears. Okay. So, there's a good enough picture. Alright, so this is what it's going to look like in the end. I did get it out of a World of Cross Stitching magazine at one point in time. Can't tell you when. No idea. Anyway. I did end up working on it to get, this was for a Temperature Treasures, so 100 stitches. I am filling in the pinks on all of the wings. So the lighter pink and the darker pink is what I think I've done since I last showed you. Do you happen to recall? I think it was this one. I don't really have a plan for what project goes in what bag, but it is a plan enough to say it's a plan. I don't know. Anyway, that will be in the second part of the video. Alright, did not stitch, did not stitch. Did not stitch, Ash and Pikachu. Okay, so this is a picture of a design called Ash and Pikachu. It is by Nixon Nax Craft on Etsy. It might be there still, might not be there still. I was able to add, it would have been 121 stitches to, goes this way. This is essentially the middle of the design. So Pikachu, this is going to be Ash's hand. Okay, that is for my husband. He doesn't know it. He is sleeping right now. Although I think he's seen it. Enchanting Dragonfly, again, I already showed you the progress. Mini Beginner Seashell, I already showed you the progress. Buttercup is from Nora Corbett, not Mirabilia. Nora Corbett, and she looks like this. She is little, comparative. And it currently looks like this. I was able, it would have been 100 stitches. Goes like this. It's on a 16 count Ada in, I don't know, oatmeal or something. Anyway, I didn't want white because I didn't know about how light the yellows would get. So I didn't want to get it lost in the whole process. All right. Yesterday I ended up stitching on Quick Stitch Butterfly 2 by Chu Ching, looks like this. Quick, no, I got nothing. It's from Heaven and Earth Designs. I was able to put in 100 stitches. No, I was able to put in, oh, I think I got to like 77 stitches or 97 stitches before I got flustered. In here, it's like a 20 count or a, but the fabric is not the way it should be. I don't know. Anyway, so there's 2 spaces in there of blank space instead of 1 space. My chart says I should only have gone down 1 space before I started stitching again, and I went down 2 spaces, and so it's not a lot that I have to rip out, but it's enough to be frustrating, especially, I don't know. It is what it is. Today, I ended up stitching on this. I think it's in here. Yep. Today's letter, so the whole week was mystery, okay? So, of the acrostic. I don't have anything, I'm not working on anything that starts with a Y. Not even close to anything, so, Mini watching the world go by. There's a Y in go by, so, here we are. I had a very busy morning apparently this morning, so, I was only able to put in just over 50 stitches, I think, or maybe 60. Anyway, so this is the whole thing. I had to back up now, guys. That's exciting. And I worked on in here. So I mostly filled in the rest of this. I am missing some colors still, and I will talk about that in my I need advice plans, question marks, and all of that stuff. So that is all the stitching I've gotten done for today. Today is not over, of course, but nothing's really jumping up and down and calling out at me saying, stitch me, stitch me, stitch me, except for one thing that I did not share yet. And I think it's actually, yeah, it's out right now. Okay, so this is Sad Fairy by Elena Lazareva. I think you can still get it on the Heaven and Earth website, and it is one of my oldest Heaven and Earth designs. I decided to pick it back up again because I was missing it. Plus, if you don't put any stitches into anything, then of course nothing is going to get done. I am stitching this on I want to say it's 18 count white Aida. This is just over 2% of the whole pattern, and this is like, I don't know how many stitches, a lot. Anyways, this is all the way across the first page. This is about halfway, 3/4 of the way down, about halfway down the first page. So that's that. I'm a little confused about all these darker purples in here, but now that I look at it here, it looks like it's going to, it looks like it's going to make sense with the rest of the design. But see how these like 30, 42 stitches in there, those purple ones, don't look like they should be there? That's what the chart says. I don't know. I don't ask questions. I just follow the pattern. I was watching somebody this week as a kind of transition way, if I could remember what I was going to say about them. Oh yeah, that we are artists, even though we don't necessarily come up with your own design. You know, some of us do, of course, yes, but for the majority of stitchers, our brains are wired in such a way that we can only, not only of course, but we can only follow the patterns. Just because you didn't come up with the pattern, didn't come up with the design, it doesn't mean that you're not creative, because this takes a lot of creativity, guys. Like, to be able to be doing the things that we do on a daily basis, plus then also doing all the things. Somebody had asked me, not somebody, so Stitching Lee's on Instagram and on Facebook, no, here on FlossTube, was asking me, you stitch such great projects, you know, I thought you were only stitching with like the big, because I do a lot of full coverage right now, a lot of big projects. She thought that I was only stitching in like on, I don't know, a big something or other, right? So I could see the whole thing. I don't. I stitch with my Nerd hoop, so I can only see a certain amount of the project at a time. Otherwise, I personally get very overwhelmed. I have all this space to fill in. I have all these hundreds of thousands potentially stitches to do. Where should I go? What direction should I go in? If it's only in this little space, that's not so bad. I also have like an 8-inch hoop, not even a 6-inch hoop maybe. Same concept. The one I prefer right now is the Anchor hoop. I just got it at, well, I got it at my LNS, but I think you can also get it at Michael's. But that's that. It is getting very warm in here now because I turned off the AC. So here's my water bottle full of water. I already had my coffee today, so it's been a busy morning. Okay, so the other thing that I was going to do was show you one more full coverage project that I do. I guess I will jump into kind of my plans right now of how I plan on going forwards partially. So I have 6 usable project bags. This one I call my firework bag because it looks like fireworks. I got it at my LNS. There's no specific designer attached to it, but that's okay. Before I do all of that, though, I am going to talk about the project I was going to talk about, and that is in... Nope. I really should label these, I think. Maybe? Maybe. Where did the... Oh, bananas. Let's put that in there then. Okay, so, no, not that one either, but that's okay. Is it this one? There's only 6 of them, guys. It is not. Did I really take out that many full coverages and put none of them back? Good grief. Okay, so, in these bags, it's probably going to be this one. In these bags, I have, yes, this is the project and this isn't going there. Okay, now it all makes sense. Okay, so, in these bags, 6 project bags, I will go through all of them, and they each hold 3 projects. So that is 18 whips on the go. But the first one I wanted to show you, I worked on a few weeks ago as one of my, I don't know, for a reason, is Ornament Dragon by Lisa Parker. This is an ornament, so Sisk Ellen was asking how, or I finally watched her whole whip parade from the beginning of when she started filming her floss tubes, and she had started an ornament, but she had stopped the ornament because she didn't know how to stitch said ornament because it was round and not a rectangular square. So what I am doing for this, this is the beginning of Ornament Dragon, right? So I took the first block of 10 all the way across the top. That's what this is. And now I am going down to the next row of 10 and filling it in. And then I don't know what's going to happen after that, but at this point right now, it's working for me. So I might get a good base going and switch up how I'm stitching it, or I might just continue row by row. or I might do the whole outside, block it off, and then be able to go back in and work like the square and or rectangle that we are normally accustomed to. But for right now, I am working just 10 by 10, row by row, color completing the whole space instead of doing it block by block. It's how I'm doing it. Doesn't work for everybody else. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Just because something works for you, no. Just because something works for somebody else, doesn't mean it works for you. Just because somebody's plans work for somebody else, doesn't necessarily mean somebody's plans work for you. Just because somebody's stitching technique works for somebody else, might not work for you. You can try it, of course. You can say, hey, that was a great 2 weeks of my life, but it doesn't really fit into my life. It doesn't really work out. So that apparently I'm just sprinkling my words of wisdom and thoughts all through this. So just keep listening. All right. So again, because I only brought that up because my plans going forward might still be some things that I took from all of the games that Sisk Stitches, or Sisk Ellen, whoever you want to call. Anyway, she has some great ideas. It works for her, but I'm realizing it doesn't work for me. I might keep, like I said, I might keep some of them, but definitely not all of them. I was trying to do 3 things a day. Some days, 3 things a day is not enough. I want to keep working on more things. That's why I pulled out Sad Fairy that day, because I was thinking, I just want to do more. But that didn't, on most days, I can't do 3 things. Most days I can't even almost do 1 thing. So then I do nothing, because then I get defeated and I feel, she can do it, why can't I? Not those kind of words, but kind of those kind of words. And, you know, I just need to find what works best for me. So in reality, you all just need to find out what works best for you as a stitcher. If it's working in the hoops, if it's working on full scroll rods, if it's working in hand, if it's working only on one project for a whole week and then switching it out, if it's working on multiple projects a day and little progress is great progress, that's good too. You know, whatever works for you. And I know that a lot of other stitchers have said that as well, like, you really just need to find what works for you. But then you don't really realize you have to think about it until it's happening to you. Like, I was trying to be hip with the program. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out for a long time what works best for me. In reality, it's sweewee. Like, sometimes it doesn't work for others. Stitch what you want when you want. Sometimes it is, you know, I want to focus on this one piece until it gets to this percentage, or I want to work on this piece until I get a finish on this specific space, or whatever all of those things are. But it really is just whatever works for you. So I'm going to go through each bag and show you what I think, at least right now, calls to me, what I want to work on. Because in the legacy board even, there are projects like Wolf, like Beacon at Rocky Point. It's going to be a great piece. I don't want to spend... Oh, did I ever show you that? I did end up working on Beacon at Rocky Point this week, yesterday, because it was called. I got confuffled again, and anyway, so this is where it's at. I did add all of these stitches. I was supposed to be my, it was supposed to be my legacy call for today, but that's not going to happen either. So, no, my temperature chargers call for today, because it's been so warm out, but that's not going to happen. So, sorry about all the threads everywhere, but okay, so I ended up working on this. So for this piece, it's not one of my, oh, I want to stitch on that pieces. It will get done when it gets done. I'm in no hurry. It's been around for years. It will get done when it gets done. If it decides not to get done, then it wasn't meant to be. But yes, I still want to see it finished, but I don't know why. This is the hardest chart for me to comprehend. I don't know. And it's not all dimensions charts, because I have no problem with So Busy. I have no problem with Celestial Gathering. I have no problems. This one, however, man, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Anyway, okay, so let's go through the bags. So this one, as I have already explained, is my, they almost look like flowers, but I call them fireworks, just because the project bag has nothing to do with what's inside of it. I am not that skilled at theming things out. So, inside this bag, there are only 2 projects. I have to find one more, but that's okay. In this bag, there is Mini Dimensions Summer. This is the 4th one in the series that I have not done yet. I've done the other 3. So this is like a mini whip parade, but not really, because it's only 18 things, but that's fine. Okay, so last time I was working on it, I was working down here. I did end up filling in this whole thing here. It was for a daily call that, I don't know, I was just really enjoying working on it, and I do want to see it finished, so this is why it's in the bag. I don't know how I'm going to set up these bags yet, like if there's going to be a plan, or 1 week, 1 bag, or, you know, stitch on those items in that bag for that week, or the few days, or however, I don't know. Anyway, and then the other one, which I just showed you, was Ornament Dragon by Dimension. Ornament Dragon by Lisa Parker from Haid. So I will need to find one more project that goes in here. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. So far, only 2 projects in that one, because I don't know why, but it just ended up that way. I had this idea at like 10:30 last night, so probably that's why, because, you know, I just didn't do it. Alright, so this bag is from Evertote in London, Ontario, and it came with the Moonshine Cabin stitch along that Jacob from Modern Embroidery, Modern Folk Embroidery, designed. That was many years ago. I still have the whole thing all kitted up in the, hold please, Skitters, no, Skitters. Sorry, he's trying to eat one of my bags, like it's a Walmart bag, whatever. But he gets into trouble a lot last year, 2 years ago. Last year he ended up eating a something from a broom, like the bristles from a broom. That was an expensive fix. Anyways, so he is still a kitten. He's only going to be 3 years old. Well, I don't know. He's going to be 3 years old in December, so he's still, but he's massive, right? So we don't think of him as a big cat, big little cat. Anyway, in this bag, that was a side note. In this bag, you've already seen it today, but Watching the World Go By, Mini Watching the World Go By Lucy Pittaway, sorry. This has been retired from Heaven and Earth Designs. Part of me wants to only stitch the things that have been retired from Heaven and Earth Designs. Part of me feels it is because of the AI component. That's why they left. I talked a little bit about that, I think maybe in my last video or the video before that, but we'll see. Another thing in this bag, again, only a double, oh no, okay, we already saw this one as well. This is the package that, it's just a, what's it called, lamp, the plastic, anyway, they're not fancy. That is, sorry, that is, Enchanting Dragonfly by Doreen Jones. You've already seen that. Alright, that's why it was so hard to get through my whips this week, because a lot of them I still want to stitch on, but they were all in all these random different bags. Okay, so this is a piece that I had picked up at Michael's at one point. This is a Loops and Threads mini version of what I already have. Essentially, I've already finished it. This one is called My Happy Place. It's got the same motifs as the It's in the box over there. I don't know, it's a beach scene, has all the same things. Anyways, so this is where I'm at that, and I am only picking this up and thinking that I can work on this because it is so small that it's not going to have a problem being finished. Just a couple more stitchy days on that, and it'll be good. So yeah, that's Loops and Threads by, I got it at Michael's, and I lost the, and that's just, it's on, all the colors are there, everything was there. It came with a hoop. I don't really know where the hoop is. Alright, so that's that bag. Because, anyways. Alright, so bag number 2. Bag number 3 has, also from Evertote. This was a Canada bag from when Caroline was designing, well, she still is designing, but anything from Canada that she designs, like if it's a Canada, like a Canadian themed bag. Sorry, at one point she was donating X amount of money towards an Indigenous Native cause. I'm not sure which one it was, but anyways, here we go. Okay, so Sad Fairy, packaged in this fantastic Ziploc bag. These are some of the colors, not all of the colors. Everything is everywhere. So we've already seen that. The other thing that's in here is Spot. I don't know if I actually ever showed it on FlossTube, but I know I went bananas on Instagram. So this is Spot. He is also almost done. I am working on, he's all stitched. I'm working on his back stitch, and I'm working on the beads when I get there. But this is Spot. This is Mill Hill. So like you can see, he's all stitched. I am going in and working around all of the, like every single little loop or swirl has back stitching in it. His mouth is back stitched. And then all those spaces are all beads. I've never beaded anything, and I want to, and so I thought Spot would have been a good choice. So he's in there. He's all, his colors got divided, so therefore it's going to happen. I find with Mill Hill, this is the Little Monsters trilogy if you're looking for it. I think I also, although it's MIA right now, I also got Roly Poly. He's another one in the trilogy. My LNS no longer had the purple one. So Freckles, also very cute though. Anyways, there we go. So yes, he's stored in this Ziploc bag, which is then stored in said project bag. And then the other thing that I was most likely able to be finishing before too long is, this is, I call him Cat because he's a cat, and he's right here. But Cat is one of Doreen Jones's ice skating animals, and I did work on him for a couple weeks over the last little while, but here he is now, just in case you haven't seen him yet. So I have a little bit of called for colors and a little bit of not called for colors, and all of one color is all complete. That lighter brown inside of his face is all complete. Mostly everything, unless I say differently, is stitched on an Aida fabric. I am not really an Aida, I'm not really an even weave or linen stitcher at all. None of my full coverage designs, nothing. So if you want to try and stitch a full coverage and you're intimidated, or you think that's too much for me, or you know, any of those kind of words, then I want you to try and pick out a design from a magazine, still full coverage, just on the smaller scale, right? So I know you can do it if, you know, they're just X's. Here is little Lexus. She is going to be 16 in December. She's little because she's got a thyroid problem. But yes, this is Lexus. She rarely ever says to say hello, but we affectionately call her our old lady. Whoop! Who needs her nails clipped. Okay. but she doesn't like to go to the spa, aka mummy cutting her nails. No, doesn't like it at all. We can get our neighbor to cut her nails. We can get everybody else to cut her nails. Just me, I'm just like, I don't know if she's too fragile, to whatever, but anyways, so that was Lexus. You rarely ever see her on camera. She rarely ever comes to say hello, so that was nice. Okay, so that bag is done. That bag is with this is nothing now. Okay, this bag is done. Okay, 2 more bags. Excuse me, hi. You're gonna come and see social again? Okay. You wanna say hello again this way? You're not gonna clip me this time, okay? Oh, no, mommy. I don't. This is James's cat before James met me. Okay, she is 16 in December. Anyways, okay, you want to be up there? Ow, ow, ow. Him. Okay, next bag. All right, this is from my LNS. It is, oh, I have a new start in there for you. It is a, It's So Emma. Yep, It's So Emma bag. The one everybody knows that it's got all the little holes in the... Anyway, I haven't done anything with it yet. I don't know if I want to. This is a new start. I decided to do a new start on Friday night because why not? It comes from this book. This book is the guide I got. A Cross Stitcher's Countdown to Christmas from the who knows when. I think it was like late 90s, early 2000s. Anyway, so I decided I wanted to stitch this project. Woo! This project is a Christmas project, obviously. And it says, family and friends are the best gifts. It's got some trees, it's got a house, it's got a row of mittens. It's a good sampler for Sampler September, even though I'm not really doing that. Yeah, so I was inspired by this one. I've been looking at it for years, because obviously I've had this book for years. But I never got the gumption to start it yet. But here we are. I did do a lot of stitching that night, so this is currently all in the called for colors. It's just on a navy blue piece of Ada that I got from Amazon. But here we are. So the door and the 2 trees to the side and the swirls throughout the trees. These are windows. This is also windows. I was actually watching, who was I watching? Samantha the Hugo Stitcher. I was watching her, and I was watching Erica Fibers and Floss Canada. When I was working on this, I was watching sometimes they like to film together. They're both in Western Canada, or Central and Western Canada. Samantha lives in Winnipeg, and I know that's only one province beside me, but that's still Central Canada. And Erica lives BC, somewhere in BC, British Columbia. Anyways, so they were lifelong friends. They've been stitching lifelong friends. Jealous. Anyways, so okay, so that was that. And then what else is in this bag? Celestial Gathering from Dimensions. That's the chart. You've seen it in the last couple weeks because it's been called, I think. But at the same point, I'll show it again. It is a Dimensions kit from a long, long time ago. This is probably one of my first Dimensions kits. The last time I worked on it, I was stitching on the moon, so I got the roundabout on the moon on the bottom done. So that is good. I have the base outline of the moon. Now I just need to fill it in. And yes, this is also a long-term love of work in progress project. It'll get done when it gets done. I'm not in a rush, but I do want to see it finished. The other thing that I have in here as my full cover piece, because each project bag has a full covered piece and 2 or 1, I guess, in some of them, projects that, I can be working on at the same time. I don't know how I'm going to be doing that yet because, like I said, I don't know what my new plan is, but the plan is there is no plan, I guess. This is a full coverage called Mini Sunset Owl. It's by Artisy. It is not available anymore. It has been retired, but that's okay. I have a little bit, and I'm going to say, oh, it's so much compared to what I thought I was stitching, but yes, a little bit on it. Top left start corner. Now that Sis Ellen says that now, I say that all the time too. I tell you where I start. Anyways, I did try and start a stitch along hashtag with it. So if you magically are stitching this and haven't posted on it in a while, but Stitch and Owl Sal. I know Marika from Marika Stitches. She lives over in Sweden. Was stitching it, and due to personal conflict within herself, I'm going to say that, decided to cap it off at one space where she had felt like it was time to be finished, because she is, even though it was a freebie, she is still not supporting, or was not at this time at least, supporting designers who use AI. I didn't realize that until, she had said anything, but that's okay. And now it gets me thinking, how do I feel about that, What's my thought process on artificial intelligence? But, they still have to come up with the design, it's like self-checkouts. They still have to do their job, but it's not as busy as it normally, or it's not as busy as, well, possibly, as it could be. Okay, so my last project bag is one you've already seen, and I have like a ridiculous amount of threads coming out of this. Okay, from the fabric, of course, because, it got stuck in the zipper. This project bag also from Evertote. At one point in my life, I was very privileged to be able to purchase so many things. Money comes and goes. So, we've already seen it. This is Mini Beginner Seashell by Heaven and Earth Design. You can still get it. I just checked up on it for another stitcher last night or 2 nights ago because, wow, so cute. And I was like, well, if you want to do it, it's still there. So, yep. This is another Mill Hill. It is what I wanted to show Melissa, Stitching Liz. I think she goes by Lissa. I don't know. Okay, so this is a full coverage on Ada that came with the kit Ada. It's with DMC, so it's all, standard stuff. This is Seahorses, sorry, by Mill Hill. Anyway, we're going to do that because, yeah, that's better. Okay, so still full coverage, still all the things, but it's just smaller. So I am still treating it like I am stitching a full coverage. So even though my threads are all around, and I did show this, I think, last week or 2 weeks ago. So this is where I'm at. I have decided to do block stitching, like step stitching, stitching by blocks, all the way up. So even though it's a small full coverage, I am still stitching a full coverage piece in a full coverage design. It will only be theoretically not big at all because this is almost, how did I decide? So I've blocked out the whole design. It only goes over to about here. So I'm almost done the steps up, and then I can just step down kind of thing. I know I'm not the best describer of things, but, that's okay. Here we go. So that is that. And, just take it one stitch at a time. It doesn't have to be an overnight project, obviously. It doesn't have to be a big, 500 by 500 project. Try it if you want. If you don't, like I was telling her today, try it if you want. If you don't like it, scrap the whole thing. She's got one idea, one project in mind that she wants to try and give full coverage a try on, and, you know, go right ahead. Put it in your hoop. Nobody is going to judge you for the hoop marks or it's not perfectly aligned on the, you know, the scroll rods. It doesn't matter. And then the last thing in here in this bag is Folk Hello. It was called the other week because it was a fantastic, I really liked, I forgot about it. I didn't forget about it, of course, but this is Folk Hello by Elizabeth Spurlock. It was out of the April 2019 Just Cross Stitch. And I had originally started it in, I want to say, January 1st of 2022. No idea. This is where I'm at. I did show it. Oops, I did show it last week or the week before, whenever it was called. But here we go. Yeah. The only problem I'm having with this right now is when I do get back up to those flowers at the top, none of those are in the called for. I didn't write it down anywhere, so we'll see what happens. But I am currently working on the bottom part down here. I have one more bag to go through. So 3 more projects, and then I will ask my next set of questions that I have for you. And we're at 46 minutes, so it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I was talking to somebody, well, I was talking to Melissa, and I was saying I might have to talk fast because I might only have 53 minutes, because at the time, when I went to see how long I would have for memory on my phone, it said 53 minutes. I'm recording this. There is no other, you have this many minutes remaining, so huzzah, but we'll see how that goes. Okay. It might pop up anytime now, who knows? Because right now it says that I'm at 47 minutes, and anyways, it likes to tell me I can't do things on my phone. Alright, my last project bag is from a project bag maker. I don't know if she's still making bags, blah. She is from the Ottawa area. Her name is Handcrafted by Heather. She did have a Facebook group at one point. I don't know. Anyway, so my full coverage project in this is, anyway, this is, I call my snail bag because these are all snails. Very cute. Okay, so this is by Randall Spangler. It is Minnie Watching the World Go By. Minnie is an understatement. It's massive. I don't even know if I would want to try and contemplate the full size. Did I call it Watching the World Goes By? Sorry. This is Dragging in the Morning. Dragging in the Morning. So, I decided to stitch this as Royal Rose. This is all the way across the top. So I'll zoom in as much as I can without it getting out of the frame. And I started out working 2 blocks down. Now I'm working 3 blocks down. I don't know why. Because I think at one point I was going to switch up how I was going to stitch this piece. That is something else you can do as well. You can take all of the different stitching methods or tricks and whatever and stitch your design. You don't need to, I started it in Royal Rose, I have to finish it in Royal Rose, or I started it in diagonal. For the Minnie Watching the World Go By, which I started, well, maybe that's what I started, January 2022. I don't know when I started the Faux Hello. Anyways, when I started that, I fully finished I tried to, as much as possible, fully finished one color. So color completed, one color, and then, so I worked my way over all the way across the top because I knew that color was all the way across. Like, I knew it was, anyways. At that point, I didn't really know what I was doing. I've done diagonal stitching. I've done Royal Rose stitching in that. I've done block by block. I've done all of the different types of stitching, and, you know, yes, That's why, because I have 15 things in this bag. Okay, so I'm going to add this to another bag when I finish showing it. Anyways, you can stitch it however makes you happy. And if it doesn't make you happy, then don't stitch it. So, this is Witch's Brew by Dimension. Why do I keep calling them Dimensions? By Mill Hill. Super cute. It's on perforated paper, and I still have my needle in it. And here we go. So, also, super... I stitched a lot on this, because that's... Well, no, okay, that's not all done. But, I figured since we're going into the fall season, it's a good one to have out. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Also, I tried to get one Mill Hill in each kit, or at least one that I was wanting to finish, but didn't necessarily, still calls to me, but didn't necessarily want to finish, because of a challenge, because of the challenge of stitching it. And for me, Mill Hills are challenging stitches. I don't know if it's the perforated paper, I don't know if it's the beads, I don't know if it's all of the above, but anyways, that's in here. Another thing that's in here, I'm going to move this to another bag. Who knows anymore? I'm so confused. Okay, so this is Promises of Spring, or Promise of Spring, by the Cottage Garden Samplers. Cottage Garden Samplers. Oh, good grief. You've all seen it, mostly all of you. I am stitching it on Ada, because why not? Because it makes me happy. So... this is in a light blue Ada, and I just have the flowers in the middle. Also started it, put it away for a long time, didn't want to stitch on it anymore, brought it back out, realized how much I like stitching on it still, and yeah, that's how all of these projects came to be. Oh, I didn't really realize that I put it away for so long, or, you know, I want to see the progress, or... Anyways, I don't have any of the other ones in that series, but that's okay. I'm not really a series stitcher except for that, well, at this point, as much as the mini banners from Dimensions. Alright. The other thing I have in here is Dream by Stony Creek. Also, started this a long time ago. Put it away, picked it up again, and said, hey, why am I not finishing this? It's almost relatively so close to finishing. Why don't I finish it? So this is Dream. And this is how much I have. So, yep. Okay, so the last time I worked on it, so I have all of the outline done, I have all of the mini stuff, all on, like, I just essentially have the word left, I think. So, relatively. So this is the first swoosh of the R of the Dream. So that's this part of one color of the swoosh. This is a whimsical words book that I found at my LNS. My LNS is Wool Time. It is not close to me, but it's not super far either. It's just it's where I used to live. Anyways, still in the Ottawa area for sure. Okay, that is it. That is it for all the projects. I don't even know how this fit in there. Okay, so my next question that I have for all of you, Charlotte is getting comfortable again. She is sitting in all the stuff I actually need to pick up right now, so of course. But, okay, so my next question I have for you is, I want to store things differently. I want to store my threads differently. I have tried... I don't normally talk for this long, so I'm, you know, getting all crampy. I don't have my legs crossed or anything, but I can't stay in one position for a long time, apparently. I'm always shifting around. Okay, let me see if I can find Yeah, it should be in here. Yeah, okay, so I have tried making individual floss thread whatevers. Okay. Okay, it's backwards, I know. Probably backwards. So I've tried making floss drops for everything. I have also tried, so that was one time. I have bobbinated in the past, don't love it. Although that is probably the most storage efficient space that I've ever had, but I like being able to just pull one of the threads and calling it a day. I don't like necessarily having to unwind the bobbin, wind up the bobbin, yada yada yada. And then I've gone to this method of putting them all on these plastic, this is what I'm currently working with, and I have these all in Ziploc bags, each different colorway, or sections of color. So I have one colorway that is, you know, a certain number to a certain number. These are all just for my DMC flosses. I'm trying to create a master set, but I'm missing a whole lot. But anyways, I have 4 bags of these kind of ideas going on, all Ziploc bags, because, you know, who needs... But if you have any other floss drop storage theories on how I can sort my master list, which is not full, but I would like it to be at one point full, let me know in the comments below, or reach out to me on Instagram. I am Silver Stitches on Instagram, or, you know, just leave a comment down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as I see it, usually. That's how I usually roll. So that was one question that I had. The other question I had for you was, how are you storing your active and non-active works in progress? We're trying to do a little bit of a reorganization cleanup, get rid of some stuff we don't want anymore, stuff around here. How do you store your current, I want to work on it, but I don't want to work on it right now, so your non-active whips. You want to still hold on to them, but right now all of mine are in, not Rubbermaid, but clear bin containers. Very hard to find things, very hard to say, oh yeah, that's in that one. What do you do? What is your go-to storage system? Is it I mean, I'm not looking to spend any money at all, potentially, but is it a bookshelf that you've divided, or like one of those block shelves? I think IKEA sells it. Anyways, is it bins? Is it, you know, a file folder situation? How do you do it? Because I know a lot of you have many whips, or many works in progress, or many works in progress that you do, or many different types of, you know, things that you do. So how do you manage to store everything that you have? I think I'm looking at Simon, and Simon's looking at me. Simon is one of my other cats. So I think I have said everything I need to say. I think I've mini ranted about, if I had to mini rant about something, I think I've had to say everything I needed to say. If not, then it can wait for next week, because we're almost at an hour, and I still need to add pictures. So that will be even more storage that needs to be taken up. How do you think my plan's going forward? So that's what I wanted to do. So yeah, so I don't really know what my plan is. I think I'm just going to take a project bag, work on whatever's in that bag for a week, and say, I've worked on this project, these projects for this week. Here they are. Maybe not as much variety in what I would show you every week, but at the same point, maybe a whole lot more progress and maybe more finishes. I'm not really looking for more finishes, but, you know, anything is possible, right? So if you have any suggestions on... So yes, so I've tried the wheel. I've tried these fantastic board games that, or decision wheels, or all of these different things that I've tried to try and do. Like, I've tried the no starts, I've tried the start everything, I've tried the, you know, stitch only on this project. I've tried, I just don't know what is making me, what ones I want to work on right now. I kind of just want to spend a whole lot of time with all of them, but at the same time, a whole lot of time with none of them. So I don't know what that means. Anyway, I will see everybody later. This is an hour now, and we'll see how that goes. I am glad you got to see Lexus because you don't normally see Lexus. And I hope that whatever you're stitching this week makes you happy, and I hope that everything that you're stitching this week makes you want to stitch more. Have a great day, sparkle and shine, and I will see everybody later. Bye, everyone.